I know by now everybody probably knows that March 7th, the world was notified that Akira Toriyama died March 1st, 2024. And I know that all these videos right now are overdone. There's already people complaining about people who genuinely love the man and only have a career because of him are only doing it for monetization. But as somebody who's not monetized, you can't pull that on me. I know this man didn't really make my career because this YouTube channel is not big enough. But if I was, he probably would have. Dragon Ball was part of my childhood. And if it wasn't for it, probably the closest thing to anime I would have ever watched probably would have been Avatar: The Last Airbender. In all honesty, I've had deaths in my family that haven't hurt this much. This man and his stories, his influence across the world, if it wasn't for him, I would have never met my friends. The boys you see me play with on this channel, they're my brothers. I do have a biological brother, but these guys are almost as close to me as my own little brother. And what Akira Toriyama did made me meeting them possible. So, in a way, he kind of feels like a father. Not just an inspiration, but a father to me and my friends, me and my brothers, even though we've never met the man. There was a wish between all of us that someday we might thank him for just him being him, somehow inadvertently bringing us together. Just about every video you find on this channel is about Dragon Ball. And I know he's done a bit more than that. Chrono Trigger, Dr. Slump, even Sandland nowadays. We all thought, with all the celebrity deaths the past few years, that he'd make it. There's even jokes about how Masako might go first. Earlier, one of my brothers Demi mentioned that, or reminded me that Akira Toriyama once said that if Masako had passed away, that's it, Dragon Ball's done. But with him gone, what's gonna happen? We know Toyotaro is his successor, but I don't think I've seen a single thing on what Toyotaro said about this. He probably has, and it's probably just not public, but I feel like that's just it. My inspiration to create right now is just stumped. My inspiration to play is just shocked. I wanted to make a video on my PlayStation with my brothers and try and get us all to do that together, but I just couldn't bring myself to doing it. I wanted to make this one more personal. And I know that's being selfish, but every single one of us is hurting. And I'd rather me sit here crying like a bitch, even though I'm usually the one that sits there and toughs things out, than have all of us there just unable to speak. There were times when he inspired me to get into drawing, but I just don't have the talent. So I started writing books. I made characters in games like Xeno and tried to give them as thorough and detailed backstories as I could. I wanted to make stories. I wanted to entertain people. I jump-started this small channel just on the off chance that I could become popular just playing some of those games, sharing some of those stories. And I didn't make it that far. YouTube was a treacherous place where getting popular is basically a one-off nowadays. Subscribers don't matter anymore. And at this point, I've given up on trying to make this YouTube channel anything more than a hobby. But there's plenty of YouTubers out there like Geekdom, Steedo, Rhyme Style, Prince Vegeta, all those people who have made their living just based off of this guy's one work. And I personally think that this man's death has pretty much stopped the world. It's all I've seen today. He was so influential. This Dragon Ball in and of itself, was an inspiration to the big three because it was the grandfather of anime. It pushed the way for all of these things that you like today. It's just, I don't want to say it feels so unfair or anything, but again, I feel like I've lost someone close to me, even though I never knew them personally. All because them creating what they wanted, doing what they wanted, led to me meeting some of the people that I'll be best friends or brothers for the rest of my life with. And this man has made more relationships like this across the world. Other countries, especially Latin American countries, are just so influenced by this man's work. The entire world is influenced by this man's work, which is why I say this is probably the only person we could have lost that would make the world stop turning. I know I sound like a bitch right now, but this man is legitimately probably the only person who's ever deserved so much. So much. But he lived in isolation a majority of his career, to the point where back in the 90s people said he died because he just didn't leave his house. And now he's actually dead. I know I'm probably not making sense to like half of you, but this isn't really meant for just one person, and I'm trying to get it out right now. Because to be honest, if I didn't, by the time that I come back in about a month and a half, if I didn't get this out of the way, I probably would have never posted another YouTube video again. And that's saying something, because I really like making these videos. Even if they're an hour long, even if I don't put in all that much effort to edit them, if it makes one person laugh, even if that person's just in our friend group and wasn't there that night, I just feel successful. You're successful enough. I'm gonna go to bed. I guess I'll see you on April 28th. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. And arrivederci for now.